Hey, this is Victor Antonio with another sales training moment just for you. I had a great question asked by one of my YouTube subscribers. Again, thank you for the questions. I always appreciate them. This was an interesting one. It's question/statement. It said, Victor, how could I be better at sales interview? The person was interviewing for a sales job. And it made me think about when I was on the other side of that table, when I was interviewing salespeople, what was I looking for? So let me go ahead and share. I listed down 5 things. I'm going to use my paper here to cheat a little bit. I listed 5 things that I know that I was looking for when I was interviewing somebody for a sales position. The first one is, how fast will it take them to get up to speed? In other words, how much training do I have to do? Do they have any industry experience? So let's kind of take that apart a little bit. If you have the industry experience, then my perception is you'll probably get up to speed very quickly. But if you don't have the industry experience, I have to start thinking to myself, if I'm going to hire you, is how long is it going to take for that person to get up to speed and be of value to me? So keep this in mind. If you have the industry experience, you're good to go. But if you don't, you really want to make certain statements or say certain things that will say, look, it doesn't take me that long to get up to speed. You want to convince the person across the table, me in this case, that it's not going to take you a long time to train and actually get to know the products or services well enough to actually sell them. Okay, so that's the first thing. How long is it going to take you to get up to speed? You really need to answer that, deal with those issues when you're in the interview, okay? Second, do you have any context in the industry? Now, this is more about B2B, really, business to business. If I'm hiring you in a certain industry, I'm hoping you're going to come with a Rolodex, so to speak, people contacts that you have in the industry, so you'll be able to go back in there with my products or service. If I hire you, you'll be able to go in there with my products or service and really talk to those people and get access to them because you already have the relationship. Let's break that apart a little bit again. But what if you don't have a good Rolodex, a good network of connections? Well, again, that's something you're going to have to convince me that you can overcome, okay? Get the idea? So if you're from the industry and you have connections, good. You just really want to ensure, or I guess reassure the actual person that's interviewing you that these contacts are still valid and it's a valuable network that you have. But if you don't have the contacts, you don't have the network, you're going to have to start giving them a strategy of how you're going to do it, which leads me to the next one. The third one is, how do you prospect? How do you go get new clients? Again, I'm interviewing you. I want to know, well, how are you going to go out there and get new business for us, right? Because that's where I'm hiring you to grow our business. How are you going to prospect? What is your prospecting strategy? Okay, that has to be defined. That's really a cornerstone of your sales pitch. How are you going to prospect? So if you have the context, great. You can talk about, I'm going after my existing networks, but I'm also going to go after new clients, and here's how I'm going to do it. If you don't have the network, focus on how you're going to prospect. Something you should also throw in is, if you're using social media, which I hope you are, to prospect, like LinkedIn, for example, if you're in the B2B space, talk about that. How many connections you have, the different people you're connected to, the different persons you're connected to, sorry. You know what I mean? Start talking about that a little bit. And then the other one is, are you a self-starter? Number 4, are you a self-starter? In other words, do I have to hold your hand? Really? Do I have to hold your hand? Or are you going to be able to take the material I give you and run with it, and I don't have to check on you every day? In other words, I need to know that you're a mature enough salesperson where you can go out there and start doing it. In other words, if I give you the information you need, training on the product, training on the service, give you a territory, give you a set of accounts, whatever it may be, that you can go out there and make things happen. I need to know that you're a self-starter, okay? So that's another thing you have to hammer home. Last but not least is, from a presentation standpoint, can you represent the company well? Can you actually present the product well or service? So one of the things I'll be looking for, if I'm interviewing you, I'm looking for, how do you present? How do you speak? How do you say things? Because that will tell me how you will represent my company when you're out there selling. It'll also give you an indication how good you'll be when it comes to a product or service presentation. Get the idea? So a quick summary. The first one is, how fast can you get up to speed? Okay, assuage that concern that you can get up to speed quickly, even if you're not from the industry, okay? Do you have contacts? Again, if you don't, you're going to have to figure out how to really convince them that you can actually acquire those contacts quickly. Third one was, do you use social media to prospect? And again, prospecting strategy is key here. So I really want you to talk to them about how you're going to go out and get new clients, especially if you don't have a network, but also how you're going to leverage social media to get more potential customers in the pipeline. The fourth, is, are you a self-starter? They need to know that they can hand you the keys, so to speak, to the car, and you can just go. They don't need to hold hold your hand. You can do this yourself. That's what they want to feel. That's what they want to know. Last but not least, again, how will you represent the company? I'm going to watch how you present. I'm going to watch how you talk to me. I'm going to watch how you communicate and interact with me. And that'll tell me, it'll give me an indication how well you'll actually, represent our company, but it'll also give me an indication on how well you'll be able to present our product, service, and the value proposition that's tied to both. Get the idea? So do these 5 things during a sales interview, and your chances of actually closing that deal, in other words, getting the job, will go up. This is Victor Antonio, always reminding you, selling ain't hard, especially yourself, when you know how. Take care. See ya.